The power of AI is already completely changing society as we know it. And as AI continues to improve, it will eventually surpass human intelligence. At this point, the world will completely change as we know it. The question is, will this end in human extinction, a dystopian nightmare, or a utopian paradise? In this video, I'm going to be looking at the effects of something known as ASI, or artificial super intelligence. It's the point where AI becomes significantly smarter than all human beings combined. At this point, pretty much every single job will be replaced. The time until this actually happens is obviously unknown. Some experts estimate 20 years from now, whereas others as little as 3 to 5 years. But pretty much everyone agrees that it's going to happen relatively soon. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the 3 potential impacts that this could have on our society. The first one is the one that pretty much everyone thinks of when they think of AI, and that's really just human extinction. It's the classic sci-fi Terminator story, where AI becomes smarter than humans and then decides to eradicate all human life. And although it's not exactly comforting to think about, this is actually a potential possibility. And it all comes down to whether we can make an AI that is aligned with human interests and therefore does not kill us all off. And this task, although not necessarily impossible, definitely becomes very hard when the AI becomes smarter than us. It's quite hard to control something if it's more intelligent than the person trying to control it. And one factor that could potentially make this outcome more likely is if the people making the AI, whether it be companies or government organizations, are too fixated on money or power that they compromise actually ensuring that the AI is aligned. Because aligning the AI won't be an easy task and it will take time. And so you could effectively get a competitive edge if you skip a lot of the alignment process and go straight for just making the best AI possible. But then the issue is, if we go past a certain threshold and we make an AI smarter than us and it's not aligned to our interests, it could get to the point where we lose control and it results in an extinction level event. However, a lot of the top players in the top companies right now are very focused on this issue of alignment. Whenever someone at, say, OpenAI talks about the development of AI, they are always referring to their huge focus on alignment. And with the increasing attention around alignment and ensuring AI has our positive interest at heart, there's a good probability that we actually focus on this problem enough to negate an extinction level event. But with it being human nature to seek out money and power, this is still a possibility that we could unfortunately go down. The second possibility is that AI doesn't cause the extinction of all humanity, but instead it results in a dystopian future. I like to categorize the potential dystopian futures into 2 types. The first one is just caused by egregious inequality. If the power of AI is concentrated into a few individuals or countries, this could mean that they could abuse the power of AI to gain power over the world and result in huge levels of inequality. This could effectively end up being an AI arms race, which could be very similar to the nuclear arms race. The issue as well with this category of dystopian futures is it could also very easily lead into an extinction level event. If people are trying to compete with one another to gain power, then they might compromise on aligning the AI for the sake of speed. The second category of a dystopian future is where AI isn't actually directly killing humans or causing inequality, but it just degrades the actual meaning of life. In this case, AI would have been successfully aligned with human interests and unlocked a huge degree of resources to our disposal. But if our human desire for constant dopamine causes us to continue to seek out instant gratification, it could take us down a dark path where we're living lives of constant dopamine hits rather than long-term life fulfillment. As, let's say, virtual reality becomes substantially better, maybe to the extent seen in movies like The Matrix or Ready Player One. In this case, people could potentially prefer to live their entire lives in this matrix and constantly just be seeking out quick and fast dopamine hits, never actually doing the things that they really enjoy or would find meaning in their life, like raising a family or just taking a long, calming walk. on the beach. And say robotics advances so much that you can't actually tell the difference between a human and a robot. Things like robotic girlfriends or AI girlfriends might become increasingly prevalent, degrading the relationships that are so foundational to human flourishing. And so in this case, although AI didn't directly kill off humans, it gave us the resources to continue going down this endless rabbit hole of instant gratification, resulting in humans living a constant, unfulfilled life. And the third possibility that AI could have on our society is helping us actually form a utopia. As if we have effectively infinite resources, humans can spend their time as they wish. But if they choose to spend their time doing meaningful things that actually genuinely fulfill them, it can result in a leisure society that people actually live the fulfilled lives that they want to. In the society, people would no longer have to work to survive. Instead, they would have the time to focus on the things that they truly care about. They would have the time to spend with their family and develop their relationships. They would have the time to work on their mental, physical, and even spiritual health. They would have the time to learn and personally develop themselves. Maybe we go back to more of a community-based living, where people go on walks together, they play sport together, they cook together. And they do all of these things for the sake of it. Maybe university becomes a thing that people do out of fun rather than obligation. Maybe they change the way they teach to actually teach through curiosity. And so people do it not just for a piece of paper to get a job, but because they genuinely enjoy the learning experience. Maybe we can even interface with AI through something like Neuralink and quickly learn all of philosophy and mindfulness, and maybe even become truly enlightened. This is obviously the optimistic case. And one could argue if AI could do everything better than a human, then nothing a human does would have meaning. But there's many counter arguments to this. An example is AI is already better at, say, chess or Go, but people still find meaning from playing chess. Another example is maybe a guitar player isn't as good as the best guitar player in the world, but that doesn't mean that they don't enjoy the process. So if we went back to more leisurely activities like sports and games and cooking and spending time with friends and family, we potentially could still build a meaningful life, and one which was a lot less stressful and pressured as the lives that many live today. So those are the three potential outcomes of AI: extinction, dystopia, or utopia. Which one will occur is still obviously up in the air. I'm hopeful for a utopian society. However, an extinction or dystopian future can never be ruled out. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what future you think is coming.